Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another Breakfast and Business. We're back. It's November. Hope you've had a fantastic October. Hope you enjoyed the Halloween weekend and you're all fired up and ready to go for another month. For those of you who are brand new to Breakfast and Business, this format is live for you Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. UK time to tune in live or come back and grab the replay anytime. So as you come in, let me know whether you're live or on the replay down in the comments and let me connect with you. I want to help you. This is completely free, so pass this on to someone else, tag them, hit the share button, let somebody else know about Breakfast and Business. You can tune in live or catch the replay, but tag a friend below, hit that share button, and we're going to be doing 15 to 20 minutes of knowledge sharing with you 8 a.m. Monday through Saturday. So as you come in, let me know if you're live or on the replay and also where you're tuning in from around the world. I want to get to know where we're reaching, who we're connecting with, and how we can best help you. So as we go through this, do ask your questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question. If you need to ask a question, then join us as we go through this this morning. Just give me 1 second while we quickly fire up over here on Instagram. Apparently Instagram is having a slight issue this morning, so we're going to quickly just restart the Instagram live. Now, today's topic is all about opportunities, and I want to encourage you guys to think about the opportunity that lies ahead as we launch into a brand new month. Whilst the doom and gloom of the news is casting a bit of a shadow over people's feelings and making people feel concerned, anxious and worried, the reality is there is still opportunity everywhere. And I want to give you a couple of quick examples of this. As we've been into lockdown, we've looked at new ways to do business. We've looked at new ways to work with people that we already work with, ways to help other people, and ways to actually have a positive impact in the world through our business. Now, since the beginning of September, we've had over 100,000 positive impacts using the B1G1 model, which means every time someone buys something from us, we give to someone else. So buy one, give one. And the way we do that is we actually allocate 10% of our whole business income towards good causes to help those less fortunate than ourselves. And not only that do we just give in that capacity, we also try to create opportunities for other people who need to work with us or need some help or support. And we've done that through a number of different things by offering up opportunities to work and collaborate with other agencies, to white label our services, to help support them through difficult times. We've offered up opportunities for people to become agencies in their own right, in their own local area, so that they could fire up an agency with 20 years of experience overnight at very low cost, so they can get up and running and earning maybe in a whole new field that they've never worked in before, but doing that with the safe in the knowledge that they've got the experience to back that. So they could start again whilst they may be furloughed, they may lost their job. We're trying to find those opportunities. But this whole situation is going to determine those people who are going to forge forward, who are going to find the opportunities, and your mindset is super important going into this. I do always say that it is more about how you look at things than actually how the things appear to be on the surface, because your mindset will ultimately determine the value that you give to anything. So it's really about how you approach it. If you put two different people in the same situation, they're likely to see different situations based on their own inbuilt biases. And I want to encourage you to start to become more of a positive mindset, to focus on the good that is happening. There is so much positivity and good in the world that if you focus in and drill down to that, you're going to start to find better opportunities. You're going to look for new ways to do things. You're going to look at the opportunity rather than the barriers and the blocks that the world would have you believe are what's happening. So when I'm talking about opportunities being everywhere, what do I mean? Well, a lot of people in business, it's specifically business that we're talking about with Breakfast and Business. So I want to drill down into a really good example that happened just last week. Now, we launched a thing called 5-day websites all throughout October. We're doing websites to be built and developed in 5 days for £500. It was made available to us through a partnership with one of our suppliers that allowed us to subsidize those website builds, get them turned around quickly, and help those businesses that really needed to get going online and start to build their own digital shop front. And That opportunity we created by a partnership. We created it by our visionary outlook on how we could move forward and offer something completely different and something completely new within the industry. And it's even passed on to other people and other agencies to inspire them to do the same thing. Now, the opportunity that came out from this, I want to break it back down to some of the customers who came in and made a purchase. It's busy towards the end of the month as the deadline was looming, as is always the case in human nature. As we get close to deadlines, we take more action, which is part of that whole principle of breaking things down into that 12-week year. Is if you set your deadlines shorter, you're more likely to get more done. So this opportunity that arose actually came from a purchase I made through Facebook Marketplace. Now, that sounds crazy that I made business through a purchase on Facebook Marketplace, but the truth is, if you are of the mindset that everywhere is an opportunity, you'll go into every conversation with that mindset. You'll be not afraid to have that conversation, to talk about what you do, to see how you can help. And that's exactly what had developed here. I had connected with someone through Facebook Marketplace to make a purchase of an item completely unrelated to what we were selling. It was really something that we needed in our business to facilitate something. And so we went and made this purchase. I think it was 20, maybe 30 pounds that we spent. And this is about a year, maybe 2 years ago. And the reality is I connected with that person. I had a conversation. And this is something that so many people forget, is the human to human connection need to build in every conversation. We often look at what they do for a job, what their business is, how we can do business with them. And a lot of people forget to build the human to human relationship, realizing that the relationship you build with that person is quite often the reason that they will do business with you, that they will refer people to you, or that they will spend money with you. And going into that purchase, I'm very good at building relationships. I like to talk to people. I like to find out a little bit more about them. I'm not just making a purchase. A lot of people would literally go grab the item, exchange some money, and that be that. Now, the reality is I actually had a conversation with someone during that purchase, the person who was selling. And that actually has developed 1 or 2 years later into them coming back and purchasing a website. So even in the places where you don't think the place for you to do business, there's massive opportunity right now, especially in a time where we're thinking shops are closing, hospitality's closing, it's all doom and gloom. The reality is there are massive opportunities. If your business cannot trade through this time, then look at new ways to generate an income or to facilitate the lifestyle that you are used to, or even better than the lifestyle you're used to. How can you upskill? How can you do something new? How can you get that support that you need to get through these challenging times? And the reason I refer to them as challenging is it's about your mindset. A lot of people will tell you that these are dark times, these are difficult times, but the reality is they are challenging times. When you have a challenge, as a human, we tend to rise to challenges and find a way to overcome them. It's all about the outlook that you have when you approach something. If you see that there is an opportunity to overcome a challenge, you're going to find ways in order to do that. So think today about this time that we're going through. It is, as you keep hearing, it is an unprecedented time. In our lifetime, we have been through something of this serious nature. And so I want to encourage you by saying about your mindset. I want to remind you that how you look at things will determine how you see them. I'm going to say that again. How you look at things will determine how you see them. Someone of a positive mindset and a positive outlook is going to see the opportunities in any given situation, whereas a pessimist and the person who's got a negative mindset is going to go in and they're going to find the problem. Have you ever heard the phrase that some people have a problem for every solution? And it's true. It's all to do with your mindset. It's all to do with how you approach every conversation, every opportunity, every situation. And the choice is yours. Today, you could make that choice to try to be more positive. And it won't happen overnight if you're not an overly positive or optimistic person, but it is something that you can train yourself to do. In every given situation, when you're facing a challenge, how can you rise to that challenge? How can you get the help, the support, and how can you make the very most of that given situation? So think about every situation you found yourself in, the good and the bad, And think about what your mindset was like in those situations. Think about the times when you've closed great business or built a great relationship. Think about how you felt in that situation and try to replicate that moving forwards into other, maybe not quite so optimistic or positive situations, but bringing the very best of yourself into that given situation will give you the very best opportunity to do better business. People want to do business with people who are more positive, more happy, more friendly, more approachable. And if you go into it negative and pessimistic, think about it for a minute. Would you want to do business with someone who's like that? Think about how you approach any conversation or any given situation. Think about what do you bring to the table? And I'm not talking about products and services. I'm talking about the human to human relationship that we build in every business transaction, in every conversation, in every situation. When you walk into a room, do you come with energy? Do you come with positivity? Do you come with happiness? Or are you bringing negativity and that dark cloud with you? Even if you're struggling, even if times are hard, get support and get help to bring yourself, even if it's for small periods of time, into a much more positive and optimistic outlook. One of the things we do is we mentor businesses. And one of the things we do in that mentoring service is help people to see the opportunities that maybe they haven't seen for themselves. When we've been in business for any period of time, it's quite easy, like the horses at the races, we get blinkers on and we can miss the opportunities that are literally right in front of us. So I want to encourage you today and to remind you that there are opportunities everywhere. If you're in an industry that the government has literally just shut down and locked down, then this message is specifically for you. If you cannot trade within your current industry, instantly think about what the opportunity is to work in another industry, to use the skills that you've got. We talk about transferable skills when we're going through schools, colleges, universities here in the UK, and we talk about transferable skills. Those are things that no matter what you go on to do for work or for a business, that you can take from where you've been to where you're going. What I do is a really good example of this. I am a fully qualified chef by trade. I've worked in hospitality for a number of years. I've done everything from schools catering to working for Sir Terence Conran, worked outside catering at Open Golf inside Windsor Castle. I've done all sorts of stuff. But the skills that I learned in the hospitality trade bring a very customer experience and user focus to everything that I do. How can I create the best customer experience? How can I provide the best customer service within my current business? So my transferable skills are the way that I deal with people, the conversations I have, how I approach things. And I always joke about the fact that anyone who struggles should go and do 1 year in hospitality to see exactly how to deal with people, because it is one of those quite brutal industries. And I feel really heavily right now for the people within the hospitality industry as the government is deciding to close that industry down here in the UK. But they've got so many skills. They could literally jump straight into customer service positions for businesses that are struggling. I know businesses that are in other industries that are thriving and busier than ever and having more inquiries than they've ever had before. The digital sector is thriving through this time. I've spoken to a lot of graphic designers, web developers, people in the digital space who are thriving through this time. So anyone in hospitality can actually step up into customer service positions. Now, it might not be the ideal, it might not be exactly what you want to do. In this given moment, it's an opportunity to move your skills, use those transferable skills in a new industry and in a new way. So I want to encourage you to see the opportunity that lies there. That's one example, but think about your own given situation. Everybody's situation is going to be different, and I want to encourage you today to look for what that opportunity is. In those conversations you have, it could be when you're in the supermarket, it could be when you're in a car park, it could be all sorts of given situations where you can have a positive impact, not only on your own life, but on the life of others. A really simple example of this is something that may be frowned upon by the people who run them. But as I drive into my local car park up here in Derbyshire in the UK, as I drive in, probably more than 50% of the time, because the bottom level ticket is a 3-hour ticket to park that someone has paid for, about half of the time that I go in, someone will wind down their window and gift that to someone else. They don't have to do that. They've paid for it. It's theirs. They could take it away with them. They could not consider that situation, but they want to have a positive impact on people around them. So do you find yourself in that position? Do you want to have that positive impact? Do you want to be the voice of positivity? Do you want to bring energy to the conversation? Do you want to uplift the spirits of those people around you? Because I can tell you for a fact, when you do that kind of thing, it opens doors. It means people will want to do business with you. Even if they're not ready to do business with you, they will pass your information on to other people. I really want to encourage you today to remind you just how many opportunities there are. They're there, but you have to look for them. They're not just going to offer themselves up. You have to be ready to seize an opportunity. So many people have so many opportunities that they don't take up. And that might be through a number of different circumstances, but a lot of the time people just miss it because they are far, like those horses again, far too blinkered on the one thing that they are focused on, and they miss other massive opportunities. Some people talk about other people being so lucky, and the reality is that most of those people have prepared and been open to the opportunity. Sometimes, of course, you're going to get a little bit lucky, but the reality is, even when those opportunities present themselves, if you're not ready to take those opportunities, if you're not ready to step up, if you're not ready to step into that situation, no matter how lucky you get with the opportunity, no matter how many opportunities come your way, if you are not ready for those opportunities, you will never make good of them. So today, prepare yourself for great opportunities. Get your mindset in the right place and focus on how you can move your skills, transferable skills from where you are now into the current situation and how the world is changing around you. All the time you hear that if you always do what you've always done, you always get what you've always got. And the reality is that isn't true. I'll tell you why. Is if you always do what you've always done, things change around you. We couldn't have predicted a global pandemic. We wouldn't know that certain situations are going to happen. But the reality is everybody around you is developing their skills. They're changing, they're adapting. So if you always do what you've always done, those people will take away the market share. Airbnb and Uber are two really shining examples of this. If you always do what you've always done, hotel industry, you won't always get what you've always got, because Airbnb have taken some of that trade away from the hotel and hospitality industry. If you always do what you've always done, taxi industry, you won't always get what you've always got. Uber taking some of that ride sharing away from the taxi company. You cannot rest on your laurels and just do what you've always done. Look at the opportunities that are there and how can you push yourself forward in a positive and impactful way. The more you help people, the more you are positive, the more you show up, the more you are available for opportunity and ready to seize it when it comes along, the better your life will become, the bigger your business will become. So many businesses are far too busy, and this is like a badge of honor that a lot of businesses seem to wear with pride. I love the fact that I have gaps in my calendar. I may appear to be busy, but I don't ever talk about how busy I am, because it's a badge of honor that so many businesses fall into the trap of wearing. I'm busy, or, oh, I can't do that because I've got so much on. Means that if an opportunity came up, if you were genuinely that busy, you wouldn't be able to seize an opportunity when it came along. And it comes down to priorities. Let's face it, if someone from just down the road came in and they had an amazing opportunity and they wanted to talk to you about it, chances are you brush it aside and you'd think it wasn't particularly important because of the nature of who it is. However, if you bumped into Richard Branson, Elon Musk, someone like that in an elevator and there's an opportunity to pitch your business, you'd probably want to seize it. The reality is, if you're too busy, you wouldn't be prepared for that situation. You wouldn't have ever given yourself the breathing room or thought that that was ever possible. So today, I want to encourage you to go out there with a much more positive mindset, look at the transferable skills that you've got and focus on how can I use the skills I have now to move forward. Don't rely on always doing what you've always done to always get what you've always got. Focus on how you can move your current skills into a new market, how you can push yourself forwards, and how you can open up a new opportunity for yourself and your business through these challenging times. I said we're going to do 15 minutes is in this new format for Breakfast and Business. We're live at 8 a.m. UK time, Monday through Saturday. Join us live or catch us on the replay. You can find me as imTristanG across all the socials. Connect with me on whichever platform you want to. Remember, there's no such thing as a stupid question. If you need help with it, if you need to ask it, please do ask it. If you get value from these, please hit that share button, tag a friend below, let someone else know about Breakfast and Business. It is a completely free resource where I share my insights, my knowledge, and hopefully I give you actionable content every single time we talk to share how you can move your business forward much more positively. As we go through this, they're going to be 15 to 20 minutes. We're going to be repurposing them, and you're going to see a lot more content coming out through my socials from Breakfast and Business. If you ever want to find any of that content, it's really easy. You can look for the hashtag Breakfast and Business across all the different socials. We'll be sharing little snippets of this and sharing the broadcast and repurposing it. So I'd love it if you could get involved in that, if you could engage with that, if you can share that. If you find something particularly poignant or relevant to your situation, share it and explain why it's useful to you. Tell someone else why it's impactful. Don't just hit that share button, but give context. And the same thing is true in business. We have to be contextual in everything that we do. I hope you've all had an amazing October, as I said, and I hope you're ready for a notable November. We're going to make November amazing, but you have to seize the opportunity in order to do that. So go in with a positive mindset, look at your transferable skills, and think about how can I make November truly notable. Thanks for tuning in for another Breakfast and Business. I've been Tristan Griffiths from It's Nomad 9. You can find me as imTristanG across all the socials. I hope you have an amazing morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're tuning in from. I'll catch you again at 8 a.m. for another Breakfast and Business.